Hertzberg.
Aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Wynn. Wynn, aye. Bell. Bell, aye. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Laura. Laura, aye. Morlock. Morlock, aye. Pavley.
Consent. Senator. Last one, 7. Is that aye? Okay, measures, consent is out, 7-0. Thank you kindly. I'm sorry, thank you for your patience and every respect.
Thank you. Thank you,
Appreciate
Senators. Good morning. I think it's still morning.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I'm pleased to present to you today Assembly Bill 1399, which passed unanimously out of the Assembly with bipartisan co-authors. Also in this room, Mr. Bro, thank you, is here as well as a co-author, and there are co-authors in this body as well. AB 1399 will increase available resources to victims of domestic violence by providing additional funding from Californians who choose to make donations on their California tax returns to the California Domestic Violence Fund. Specifically, this bill will allow an individual to designate on their tax return that a contribution in excess of their tax liability can be made to the Domestic Violence Fund. The recipients of these contributions must be nonprofit domestic violence organizations who are grant recipients already under the Office of Emergency Services Comprehensive Statewide Domestic Violence Program. I think this shows that it is not only groups that would be getting local support, but they've met the standards that OES has for getting state support as well. There is a real need, of course, for support in programs that curb domestic violence, and our government cannot fully meet that need. It needs to be done with community support and the ability to leverage private dollars to help meet that need as well. That need looks like this. In just one day in 2014, 5,784 victims and their children received services at domestic violence programs throughout the state. On that same day, 1,216 requests for services went unmet, of which 55% were for housing, largely due to lack of resources. That means that over 1,000 individuals, children, and families could not secure a safe place to stay or receive vital counseling or resources in dealing with domestic violence. Emergency shelter, transition housing, and non-residential services could not be provided because of the lack of resources. And of those unmet needs, approximately 49% of the programs report that the victims return to their abuser. 37% of the victims report that they become homeless, and 16% report that families end up living in their cars. The cause for these unmet needs are generally lack of staff, reduced government support, cuts in private funding, and the reduction in individual donations. And by facilitating an opportunity for people to donate their own money to domestic violence programs, we can better provide a safe haven for families in our communities. California's domestic violence programs provide life-saving services with very limited resources, many of which are volunteers. State funding, and again, does not meet the needs. Government cannot and perhaps should not fully meet every single need. We should be able to partner and leverage private dollars to help meet the needs of constituents in our districts. These programs are funded under the OES, will receive several grants and donations to pay for their operations through this checkoff program. For these reasons, and for those in our communities experiencing domestic violence and confronting very few resources to deal with it, I respectfully ask for your aye vote. I do have with me today Kathy Moore, Executive Director of California's Partnership to End Domestic Violence, to share some words as well.
Thank you so much. Please.
Thank you. Am I pushing a button or am I on? There we go. So good morning still, Chairman Hertzberg and members of the committee. Thank you for hearing my testimony on AB 1399. As Assemblywoman Baker indicated, I represent the California Partnership to End Domestic Violence. We are the federally recognized domestic violence coalition representing over 1,000 victims and advocates and shelter programs and legal clinics and allied groups from all across the state. And on behalf of our membership, we are very pleased to support AB 1399, which would allow individuals to make voluntary tax contributions to support domestic violence programs here in California. And as indicated, this voluntary tax contribution will provide a simple option for Californians to really be part of the solution in addressing and ultimately in ending domestic violence here in our state. Donations to this fund would support domestic violence programs all across California, programs that provide life-saving services to survivors, their families, and your communities. Just one other snapshot of data. In fiscal year 2013-14, Cal OES funded domestic violence programs answered 135,000 crisis calls, provided over 600,000 emergency bed nights for victims and their children, distributed emergency food and clothing to 21,000 victims, and so much more. Besides emergency shelter, these local domestic violence programs are also on the front lines working hard to find safe and affordable housing for families starting new lives free of abuse. And they're also making valiant efforts to work with schools, faith communities, and youth programs, employing really creative strategies to try to prevent teen dating abuse. So at our statewide organization, we know that many individuals really want to be able to help end the trauma of domestic violence and are volunteering in local programs. And we here in Sacramento often hear from local citizens who want to support their local organizations but don't know how. So this voluntary tax contribution would provide a very simple, easy way for individuals to give every single year at a time when they may be receiving unprecedented or unexpected tax refunds, so they can instantly put their contributions to use for a cause that they care about. We are eager to see AB 1399 increase funding for domestic violence programs, which would enable them to serve more survivors and really focus on prevention and other innovative solutions. So we as well urge your aye vote on this bill.
Others in support? Any opposition? Assemblyman Baker, are you familiar with the work this committee's been doing in this area? Have you familiarized yourself at all? We had a series of hearings. There was a series of challenges dealing with this checkoff system last year. We had a series of bipartisan hearings through the break. We have, as a committee, sponsored legislation that put sunsets in and the requirements of 250,000 sunsets in and rearranged this, because what we were having is problems where money that was actually being checked off by taxpayers and not making it to the respective causes. So hopefully this will pass your House and work in harmony with what we're trying to do here. But
Sounds good.
This is part of a bigger challenge that we've been facing and trying to holistically look at this issue. So any questions from anybody? Senator Laura, because you get the first question all the time.
My question's more for your witness. You know, we've had several calls in my area about the domestic violence shelters and women not feeling safe there or to spend the night. Do you see that as a reoccurring problem, or is that, you know, something that is isolated, in your opinion?
You know, interestingly, we receive calls occasionally here in Sacramento from survivors who are either trying to access services or are not happy with the services they receive, and they tend to kind of ebb and flow. I've worked in shelters and been in this field for 25 years, and it's hard living in a community setting or a communal setting with 30 or 60 perfect strangers. So there are any number of challenges that could arise. I would say that between Cal OES and our organization, we certainly provide a lot of training, technical assistance to try to help the programs to be the most effective they can be, and to really design services that are based on voluntary participation and that are very trauma-informed. It's not to say that there aren't challenges, but there's certainly some efforts being made to
thank
be
you
really
for that. I was just wondering, because the woman that called my office, she would spend the entire night just walking with her children because she didn't feel safe at the shelter, and I just thought that was unfortunate. But thank you for your answer.
No opposition? Senator Morlock.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. After our hearings, it's sort of like the more the merrier. That's, we've got the room on the Form 540, but the issue was, will the controller's office get the money to your nonprofit promptly, which was a real frustration.
We solved that, I think.
I hope. The other issue, there are two issues, Mr. Chair. One is the listing priorities. Where would this one fall? At the very bottom of the list? Or are we going to go in alphabetical order? Or do we have organizations that are willing to, lobby us on, because one of the complaints I received was, boy, if we're not near the top, we're not going to get a $3 check off. And I'm just curious, how are we addressing that issue?
Well, the answer to that question is we're checking it out right now.
And the second
As
question,
an expert.
and the
You
second,
don't? I don't know.
second question, Mr. Chair, is we're going to use the term California Domestic Violence Fund as the title.
Actually, we are in the process of drafting a minor amendment that would make it the Domestic Violence Victims Fund.
Perfect, or some, or ending, like as you have in your ending domestic violence, and you're great.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Great issues raised.
Anything further? Do I see a motion from anybody? So moved by Senator Laura. Anything further on the close?
I appreciate your thoughtful consideration, actually, and I'm pleased that this committee and this body has done work on getting the dollars actually out and into the hands of those who need it, and I will be delighted to have an opportunity to work with you on that and make sure that it happens in the years to come, because that is important. Thank you. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Take call the roll. Motion is due pass to appropriations.
Hertzberg.
Aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Wynn, aye. Bell. Bell, aye. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Laura. Laura, aye. Morlock. Morlock, aye. Pavley. Pavley, aye.
7-0, measures out. Thank you so
Thank
kindly.
you. Thanks very much.
Thank you again for your patience. File item number 4, Assemblymember Bro, AB 2201. 2201, State Board of Equalization. Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. Good afternoon. I'm here to present AB 2201 that allows the Board of Equalization to charge a prorated interest rate for electronic payments made 1 day late. It's a very simple bill and reinstates a provision that expired that allows the BOE to address the inequality of applying an entire month's interest when an electronic payment is made 1 day late due to reasonable circumstances. With me to testify in support is Michelle Peel-Sticker from the Board of Equalization.
Please.
Good afternoon, Michelle Peel-Sticker, State Board of Equalization. The BOE is sponsoring AB 2201, which simply reinstates provisions that were in place for 5 years and expired at the end of 2015. Prorating interest when a payment inadvertently is 1 day late actually creates an incentive for taxpayers to pay as soon as possible so that they can avoid paying interest for an entire month. The program has been successful and the revenue loss has averaged less than $100,000 a year, and we respectfully request your support. Thank you.
Others in support?
Therese Tomei with the California Taxpayers Association. I'd like to make 2 points. The first point on this is that this corrects an unintended consequence when the Board of Equalization requires mandatory electronic payments. When payments are posted on the date that it's due, it is not always posted on the system until a day later. So this allows the Board of Equalization to continue the authority to understand that systems do not always post on the same day. Therefore, taxpayers are relieved of any interest that may accrue. The second issue is this authority gives parity to the Board of Equalization and puts it on the equal basis as its sister tax agencies, the Franchise Tax Board and the EDD, who currently have this authority. With that, we urge your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
Mr. Chair and members, Jennifer Barrera on behalf of the California Chamber of Commerce, also in support.
Thank you. Any opposition? Any questions from the members? Do we see a motion? So moved by Senator Morlock. This is a motion to do pass to appropriations. Anything further, sir?
Just respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Secretary, call the roll.
Hertzberg.
Aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Wynn, aye. Bell. Bell, aye. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Laura. Laura, aye. Morlock. Morlock, aye. Pavley. Pavley, aye.
7-0, measures out, sir. Thank you so kindly.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Chairman.
for your patience. We're looking for Assemblymember Gomez and Assemblymember Holden to get our work done today. So we have, do we just go back to the roll? Golda. So funny. Where do you get this? Okay, do we have anything to go through? Because we know.
Just this one.
Just that one's Stone, okay? This is file item number 1, SB 1149, Senator Stone, due pass as amended to appropriations. Secretary, open the roll.
Laura? No. Laura, no. Morlock? So you got 5-1.
5-1, measures out.
That's it.
Okay. Yes. We need Assemblymember Gomez and Assemblymember Holden. If your offices can hear us, please. File item number 5, AB 2651, Assemblymember Gomez. Clarifying changes to state law authorizing use of greenway easements.
Thank you.
Go ahead, please, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senators. Today I'm presenting Assembly Bill 2651, which is a cleanup measure for my greenways bill from last year, AB 1251. Specifically, this measure limits amenities that are developed alongside greenways to urbanized areas. This bill also clarifies that the greenway easement can be used for developing and preserving a greenway. Lastly, the bill moved the placement of a greenway from the open space element of a local government's general plan to the land use element. These cleanup, I guess, points were at the encouragement of the governor's office as well as the department. Ask for an aye vote.
Witnesses in favor? Anybody in opposition? Is this the bill that I co-authored last year?
Yes.
I think I did. I guess if it goes to approps, if it's amended, I'd like to co-author the cleanup too, you know.
Okay.
Take my responsibility on the downside. Yeah. Okay, bill's been moved by Senator Pavley. Question from the far left.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. That's what Kurt Pringle used to say all the time.
It's all circular, huh? It's like, just a quick question. There was, in our notes, a suggested amendment from the California Central Valley Flood Control Association. I was wondering, what was the treatment of that amendment? Was it accepted or rejected?
No, we're still working that amendment out with the administration and the department. We want to make sure, since this bill is pretty much at the request of the governor's office, we want to make sure that they are acceptable to that amendment.
Thank you.
Fair call. Anything further, sir? No opposition, right? Anything further? We have a motion, due pass to appropriations. Sir, you got anything else to say? Nothing. Secretary, call the roll.
Hertzberg?
I'll tell you, aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Wynn? Aye. Wynn, aye. Bell? Bell, aye. Hernandez? Hernandez, aye. Laura? Laura, aye. Morlock? Pavley? Pavley,
I doesn't even know what that means, but I'll take it.
It means that you do pass to appropriations without prejudgment. By virtue of voting aye doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get out of appropriations. Mr. Appropriations Chair. 6-0. 6-0? Nobody else missing something?
I'll call your mom.
Okay, 6-0, the measure's out. Sir, thank you so very much. File item 6, the final item today, AB 2691. Assemblymember Holden, please, sir. 2691.
Mr. Chairman, committee. Mr. Chair and Senators, I would like to begin by accepting the technical amendments and thanking the staff for their hard work and helping us hone that part in. AB 2691 would authorize the County Board of Supervisors to implement a monthly property tax payment program. The program would allow seniors and people with a disability living on fixed income to pay their property tax in monthly installments. For individuals living on fixed income, it can be difficult to save up for a large annual property tax expenditure. AB 2691 would permit a county to opt into a monthly payment program for people on fixed incomes. With the rise on new technology and online payment options, local governments can use the program to prevent these individuals from becoming delinquent. This measure is permissive, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Does being a member, bill's been moved. Does being a member of the California legislature constitute being on a fixed income? I hate those payments. I wouldn't mind just taking it on my account every month. Those in support?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members, good morning. David Wolf with the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association in support of the bill. Members, worth noting here, again, as the author mentioned, the bill is permissive. If counties don't want to implement this, they don't have to. Also, the bill is very narrow, impacting just seniors and those on SSID with disabilities, obviously near and dear to my heart personally. And this would impact our members, most of whom are seniors on fixed incomes. So I'd ask for an aye vote.
Yeah, no, it's very important. Any further in support?
Ted Toppin for the California State Retirees in support.
Thank you, sir. Anybody in opposition? You're against fixed income people? We do have mic. You tell us why.
I don't know if this is,
Do we have a microphone on, Jamie? Yeah?
I don't know. Is it on?
Yeah,
Okay.
you are now, yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Karen Lang on behalf of the California Association of County Treasurers and Tax Collectors. I know what this looks like, and it's very regretful, and we understand what the author is trying to do and how well-intentioned it is. With that said, the problem that we're talking about here is that the treasure tax collectors that I work for are working with 20 and 30-year-old computer systems, and what this bill calls for is creating essentially an invoicing system of monthly bills being sent out, and it also puts the power in the hands of a board of supervisors when the treasure tax collectors are a general fund reliant department and there's no cost recovery included in the bill. So potentially you're talking about a several $million program that they can't recover the costs for, and they
Buy
may not have the budget.
QuickBooks, man.
Yes, ma'am?
Buy QuickBooks. It ain't very hard to send out monthly bills of 1/12 of the amount. It's all automated. It's for $20.
Ooh, the postage on that, depending on how many people enroll.
Electronically.
Are these folks all going to agree to enroll electronically? There's just a lot of unanswered questions, and there are just an untold amount of difficulties. We appreciate, again, what the Assembly member is trying to do, but if you could work with your bank to set up a monthly transfer, or if you have a mortgage, you can impound it, and that all has the same impact on your monthly cash flow.
Come on, I mean, don't you think at some level government should care about the people they serve instead of always coming back and belly aching, in this committee in particular, how much it's so hard to do stuff for ordinary folks? Here's a bill that says if people are older and they got a hard time, you can send them a monthly bill instead of socking it to them with a big bill. What's so hard about that? You know what I mean? I know you're wincing in this thing because you're given this responsibility as an advocate, and I got respect for that. But I'm just so tired of listening to the government tell us how hard it is, all the time, and we're supposed to be responsive to you guys all the time, when in fact the people all the time are otherwise adversely affected. And this seems a pretty innocuous thing to be able to make it a little easier. It costs you 36 cents to be able to accomplish it. Alavai, build confidence. Yeah, come on, the old computers. You can figure this is not a hard problem to solve. You know what I mean? I know you're put in this position. It's not personal. I'm just trying to make the point that it's just so hard to listen to all the time, and it's the people over and over and over again who are getting short-shrifted. And this is, my rant for the day. Anybody have anything else to say? You got anything else? You can finish.
In our defense, Senator, we did sponsor legislation to bring back the property tax postponement program for seniors and the disabled for this exact population you're talking about. And I learned this morning that the county of Riverside's, everybody else in the association, there's 58 counties, and they're watching so carefully to see what happens with Riverside because they're about to get to the point where they can roll out a new property tax collection system. It's not done yet. They've spent $90 million trying to redesign the program. It's not done yet. This is a very expensive endeavor. We do not take what the author is asking for lightly. It's just expensive.
I would say that you should revisit the people that are selling you the hardware, because for $90 million, I'll resign and do it tomorrow. That's ridiculous. Come on, man, that's crazy. I know that you get these numbers, but that's a whole different dynamic. It's just, in today's technology, it's just not hard to do this stuff, but I appreciate your point of view. Sir.
Mr. Chair and members, Matt Seiberling on behalf of the State Association of County Auditors, part of the property tax county team. We concur with everything the treasurers just testified to. This seems like a lot easier issue to deal with than it really is. There's no direction of the bill. We first thank the author for taking the technical amendments. That makes it a little bit better. It actually adds in all the additional direct charges and voted indebtedness to the ad valorem, which was the previous version of the bill. But outside of that, there's no direction on how to inform the auditor how to apportion the monies, in 1/12, if it's something we need to retain up until we get to the full value of the bill and then release it all at once, or basically manage that money in the meantime. It's just very, very vague and very difficult. We ask that we be part of the process, at least mandatorily, to sign off on whether or not the county adopts this kind of a system rather than have it housed with the Board of Supervisors, and also include the treasurer tax collectors in that as well, and respectfully ask for your no vote on this.
Thank you.
So I'm completely scared to death to say anything at this point.
It's okay.
Chairman Herzberg, members of the...
It's my friend, you will not.
Okay, it's okay. I won't say a word.
Sandy Arnott, San Mateo County Treasurer, Tax Collector, and obvious huge fan of Senator Morlock. We have neither the funds or the resources to accommodate the system requirements and staffing costs associated with this bill, so I oppose.
Thank you.
Steve Harris, Sutter County Treasurer Tax Collector. Same as Sandy, we do not have the assets to rewrite our software at this current time.
Okay, thank you.
Bryce Benz, Chief Deputy Treasurer Tax Collector, Contra Costa County. As with Sandy and Steve, I also oppose the bill. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sir.
If I could go first.
You do almost every time.
You know, I read this bill as a former treasurer tax collector for 12 years and a county supervisor for 8 years. I moaned and groaned, and I said, with all due respect, Mr. Chair, I worked on software improvements as an independently elected official. The entire 12 years I was a treasurer, and even through the 8 years as supervisor, it still didn't get done. And the day after I was sworn in, I had to be deposed. I was in Beverly Hills on Monday, all day with a New York lawyer going over a case with the software developer by the name of, well, maybe I shouldn't mention it, but Senator Wynn knows it as Tata. It is crazy. You'd think a QuickBooks system would really work, but then you have to add staffing for that. Then you don't have the ability to figure out, okay, when is it a timely payment? And then you wonder, why don't they just work with the bank or someone else to be self-disciplined to set up an escrow account, as opposed to putting more work on the taxpayer subsidized departments. So when I read this, I had the complete opposite reaction you did. I thought, oh my goodness, just the modifications alone in policies, procedures, in remittance processing. You're going to have people processing these checks every month now instead of twice a year. So I say,
you know what I could say to you, Mr.
That I'm opposed to this bill. I even called Howard Jarvis and said, I'll ruin my record. I'm going to oppose this puppy, even though Assemblyman Holden is taller than me. I'm still really frustrated with this bill. So
all I can say to you, sir, is that you've been institutionalized. I suspect that for very little money, Amazon you could outsource this to Amazon for a lot less money than what it would cost.
True, but I'm just telling you, internally for 58 counties, I mean, we're using languages that are so outdated, and the amount of money that's involved. So I'm just saying, this is a noble proposition, but it's not ready for prime time, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, come on. Okay, well, look, we've kind of beat this, but the bottom line is, you know, and since the 8 years it took for your system to go into place, Facebook got 1 billion people on them, and they managed trillions of inputs. We have got to change the game. We've got to change the thinking about how government works. We are not going to survive in this modern era worrying about this kind of stuff. We just got to figure it out and adopt it and build confidence in the voters and taxpayers and make it easy for them.
How many great programs has this state had, whether it's the DMV or anyone else?
That's a separate issue.
You're welcome.
Okay, do we have a motion? Do we have anything further on this? We got so moved by Senator Appropriations over here. It's a good movement. Oh, you moved it. Oh, Senator Wynn moved it. We're going to have a double move. Senator Wynn moved it. First is first. No further opposition? Anything further, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Majority Leader?
You know, well, let me just say, though, I do appreciate the discussion, and it's to the point where we made the change to allow it to be permissive, and therefore create an opportunity for county boards of supervisors to create a way in an appropriate time that would create an opportunity and another tool for individuals who are seniors in tough ways. We don't want to wait till they're in default or in a place, you know, so we want to, and I'll let your comments be my close.
Thank you so much. This is an amendment due pass as amended to the floor. Okay, Secretary, call the roll.
Hertzberg?
Aye.
Hertzberg, aye. Wynn? Wynn, aye. Bell? Bell, aye. Hernandez? Hernandez, aye. Laura? Laura, aye. Morlock? No. Morlock, no. Pavley? Pavley, aye. 6-1.
6-1, that's it? Nothing further? Stand adjournment. Thank you so much. Less than an hour.